Right, let's get interactive. And Mapitso Sebede is here. Hello, Maps.
Hello, Izzy. How are you?
I'm well. How about you?
I'm okay, thank you.
We were having conversations about menstruation, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, and some of the myths that, you know, we're talking about. That what? If you have a painful menses, you should have sex and it's going to ease it. Did you get that story too?
No, I didn't.
Well, that's the kind of story that's
Really?
rolling out. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. But you know how to join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're Joy News on TV. Now, American writer and poet Judy Grant once said, menstrual blood is the only source of blood that is not traumatically induced. Yet in modern society, this is the most hidden blood, the one so rarely spoken of and almost never seen, except privately by women. Well, I'm so glad that notion is changing, and we are having open conversations about menstruation. Well, today being Menstruation Hygiene Day, various conversations have been happening around the world. Well, here in Ghana, the Coalition on Menstrual Hygiene is asking the government to consider the incorporation of free sanitary towel supply as part of the free SHS policy. Now, as you may know, some girls have to miss school when they're on their menses simply because they can't afford sanitary pads. We've been getting your thoughts on this.
Not like for government to provide girls sanitary pad, I'm not sure that's needed too much, because like most of the girls in school, they have access to sanitary pad. For government to be providing that, they can use to do another thing like developing the country for us, like maybe the roads, like maybe we have money roads accidents, they should use that money to rather build on the road for us.
It's a good idea though, but if the government have the purchasing power, the money to able to procure enough pad for the case, nobody like free things, so why not? Most of the time, they procure money for particular projects. At the end of the day, the money end up in people's pockets, if I would say. So, if they have good paperwork, and then those people, those investors who bring their money, and they'll make sure that the money that they were allocated for this particular purpose is being used fine. If proper supervision is taken, I think they'll be able to supply it free of charge for the case.
I don't think it's necessary, because it's not expensive. It's not expensive, so they should buy themselves.
There's nothing wrong if they can eat money and then use money for different kind of unnecessary things, and if they will use it to bypass for our ladies, why not? They should use it for good purpose. I think the government should give them the sanitary pad. It's okay.
I doubt this is sustainable, because maybe the government might be able to do it initially and maybe do it for a few years. But when you look at it long term, I don't think it can be sustained. And I think the government is even struggling with this free SHS thing. So adding this one, it's like an extra burden. So I wouldn't advise that we go for it.
So those are some of your thoughts on that. I mean, you heard the guy.
Yeah, there was one guy who said 10 cedis, it's not expensive. I found out that it costs about 10 cedis a month.
Yeah.
But 10 cedis may be, you know, it may not be much to you. It may be the cost of a meal to you here in Accra, one meal. But to them, it's a whole lot.
Like 2 weeks meal. Maybe.
Yeah.
So it's quite, you know, I mean, we still have to open the conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should continue to have these
conversations. All right, but let's go to Facebook and see what Victoria is saying. So
Victoria says they go to school for free, and now part two be what is wrong with people of Ghana. Where in the world does the government apply part for free? Ghana, AMA, Ghana, what now? Okay. Kalim says, you see, sometimes Ghanaians are very funny. It came to a time former government wanted to support these poor girls with sanitary towels. Their proposals made noise and propaganda over it. I can now tell you that it has now become a necessity for other NGOs to support and appeal this initiative. Anyway, I wish government will listen and accept with good heart and support. Comfort is doing that, so it's good for government to help.
And Haj says when John Mahama did, they lambasted him, so let's see if they'll do it or not. And Abigail says a good appeal, but maybe not necessarily a government responsibility. This could be a CSR for any well-put-together organization, individual or group. But by all means, if it means someone's allowance to be cut to be able to afford this measure, why not? Pads have gone from 6,000 old cedis to now 50,000 cedis, which is like five cedis. All right, and Ike says, yeah, hey, Ghana, is this really necessary as a country? We are joking. And Alex says, must the government supply everything for free? What about this coalition on menstrual hygiene? Can't this organization lobby individuals and the business community to help out?
All right. So the appeals coming out is not that government should supply free pads to everybody.
Yes.
The pads should go to especially the rural areas where it's difficult to come by.
Yeah. So you can continue the conversation on our Facebook page. It's very interesting, but it's also been trending. Hashtag it's time for action. That's been trending. We'll be taking some of those tweets.
All right.
Yeah, and you know what? People have just been talking about it, that you know what? The whole boys and girls thing, also boys need to be taught about menstruation and how it affects the girls.
So that they can understand and appreciate when the girls are going through it.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Twitter and see what you've been saying. Hashtag it's time for action now.
All right, so I join women around the globe, especially young women, to celebrate menstrual hygiene today. I wish to restate that menstrual pads need to be free instead of condoms, as the developmental limitations placed on underprivileged schoolgirls are too damning. That's in Atete. And let's see, Mary Stopes Ghana says, let's face it, a lot of men don't even want to talk about periods. They blush when someone says period or menstruation and avoid talking about it at all costs. Even some women act the same way. All of these things need to end. It's time for action. Hashtag MHD 2019.
And this one is from Ed Gabriel Makinda, who says, ladies come with superpowers that we men can't rival. The way she handles her menstruation and still fulfills her roles is worth praise and divide. While she is met with her periods, she has to ache a lot physically and mentally. Hashtag menstrual hygiene day. This one is from Ed Eli, who says, it is clear beyond reasonable doubts that provision of sanitary towels to schoolgirls increase their performance, since they won't skip classes.
And it comes with so many hashtags. All right, so we have this one to every one boy child need to change if you have this attitude. Hashtag MHD 2019 is a natural condition for our sisters, friends and colleagues to undergo these ordeal, and many experience a lot of pain. Let's embrace them all the time.
But can you see the picture that's attached to it? Is that so? The top of the picture, he's watching an action movie and there's blood and he's enjoying it. The second one,
that's a piece of blood in a pad, and
he's like, oh my gosh, I can't watch this. So we need to change that whole notion. Now, as the mediation efforts continue in Tripoli, it is a few days to the basic education certificate examinations, and the fate of the students hang in a balance. Let's listen to this BEC student who's crying for peace.
Our various houses, we cannot do anything about it. So they should please stop the conflict, because this year the cut-off grade is grade 25, and as we are in the house, we cannot do anything. I'm crying because we are suffering. The government should do something about this conflict, because it is really affecting we the BC candidates, because the cut-off grade is grade 25, and if we are not learning, what are we going to do in the BC? So we cannot do anything. So we please appeal to the two ethnic groups to please stop the conflict, and the government should do something about it so that it will help with the BC candidate to get what he wants in the near future.
So we posted that video on our Facebook page, and so far it's got 483 shares, 300 comments, and a couple of reactions. Okay, let's see if we can get that. And 822 reactions. All right, so let's see from Honorable Abu Bakar, who says, may Allah touch their hearts to stop this conflict. We'll continue praying for you, Isha Allah.
We have Jana Bidi, says, very, very heartbreaking. The two feuding factions should heed to the calls of this young girl. Child says, very touching indeed. Please give peace a chance.
And Simon Kwame, who says, I was very proud when I saw my president on a giant billboard with a very broad smile and the name Abu Dhani to demonstrate to the world that he brought peace to Dagbon. Even though some of us can't think far, their cousins are also in the hot water and it's boiling and burning these little children. I humbly want to see my president again on another giant billboard with something like
Kokom Numba, Kokom Numba, Kokom Numba, Kokom Numba.
Kokonumba.
Okay.
And Philip says, so sad, my heart sank. What is the fighting about? What will it add to the development of Tripoli? And Dennis says, a school-going girl protecting her future by her warm
words.
words.
And he adds, may Otwediampong Kwame bring peace into the area.
And this one from Albert says, so emotional. Please stop this needless fight so that these innocent peoples will get their peace of mind to learn. May God touch the hearts of the feuding factions to bury the hatchet and make peace. Well, you can go to our Facebook page, Joy News on TV, and our Twitter page, Joy News on TV, for all those exciting stuff. I'm Apisa CBD.